That's what they said then. So they told Bill, you better declare war. There's Ariel Sharon screaming his head off. Of course, he went into a coma, but I don't think it changed his brain any. So that's what they wanted then. And of course, there's another little one. Now, here is a very important paper, and you have it. Now, what did I do with this? I did this. Oh, and here's this one that I said I would find. This, of course, is about 9/11 as well. So I'm just going to read you what it says. The SEC said they didn't know the names of the people who did the put options. I'm just reading you 2 sentences. Between August 26 and September 11, 2001, a group of speculators identified by the American Securities and Exchange Commission as Israeli citizens sold short a list of 38 stocks that could reasonably be expected to fall in value as a result of the attacks. These speculators operated out of the Toronto, Canada, and Frankfurt, Germany Stock Exchange. We don't have their names yet, even though we were promised their names. Okay? So this one, trading in terror, linking financial markets and war, you have that. It's very important. And now I've done my own list. I don't know if you have this one, maybe you do. That's called Why a War with Iran Would Be Incredibly Stupid. Have you got that? Okay, we'll just list them now. The best reason Iran does not want war. Does not want war. 2, Iran does not have nuclear weapons. 3, Iran has 80 million people who are patriotic. 4, Iran is 4 times the size of Iraq and mountainous. They would never take Iran on the ground. They can't do it. What they're hoping to do is nuke, okay? 5, the Iranian army is 450,000 men all in one place, not scattered all over the globe like the American soldiers. 6, stopping Iran's oil would not stop Iran from sinking tankers coming from Iraq. No, because they have those straits. Saudi Arabia and other Gulf states with its Noor anti-ship missiles. The Noor has single shot kills of 98%. So not only they could stop all the oil that America's getting coming out of Iraq. They have missiles along the mountainous coast with concealed launchers. In a few days, now this is business again, tankers would not be insured. No, they wouldn't. Shutting down the region's oil exports completely. And they never tell you anything like this. 8, Iran could then supply missiles to Afghanistan, shutting down the U.S. military. 9, Iranian ballistic missiles could strike U.S. bases on the Arabian side of the Gulf. Now, these are my thoughts on this. And of course, the soldiers, the last one to know anything. And that leaves only the nuclear option. So my question is, how far can the U.S. be pushed into the most stupid plan yet? And I believe they can, because the whole lobby, the whole government are people like Wolfowitz. I have the list of the whole crowd. So, how much more nuclear fallout can the Northern Hemisphere take? After Fukushima, excuse me, if you can't go below the equator, we've got now 4 levels of contamination on everyone in the northern hemisphere. Do you think these idiots care? No. They're still building nuclear plants and they're still talking about nuking people. So, my last thing on this, to rob a country with no intentions of war, to please a few madmen in Israel. And the United States, the soldiers and the people who are living under this, they're getting very fed up. These battles have nothing to do with America. They have to do with this private group here. They want to own the world. They want a planet of slaves. And they are just psychopathic enough. That's why presidents fear them. Politicians fear them because they know they have killed off presidents before. They will do it again. So anyone who knows the facts, they know what they've done in the past. And their aim is to run the planet. Everybody, little debt slaves. And if they get too many, they're the people that do the guide stones down in wherever the hell it is. Georgia. Oh, we're only going to have 500 million people on the globe. I just told you. They're lies, lies, lies. And the lies that we are doing the warming up of the planet, excuse me, we haven't warmed for 17 years. Secondly, when we were warming, so was Mars. They knew that. When we were warming, Mars was warming. It's part of a cycle. Yes, we are poisoning ourselves with DDT. We're poisoning everybody with chemicals. It's a planet of chemicals. But we aren't the ones driving the warming. Excuse me. We are poisoning. We have no control. Mars is warming. Well, who's on Mars? Why is Mars warming? Do we have a colony up there we don't know about? We probably do, but not enough of them to make it warm. So the stupidity, the target has always been Iran, okay? And they want a straight line for the oil. And the worst thing is we shouldn't be using oil. All this is being done so that we can keep using the filthiest, most primitive form of energy there is. That's so we can keep using this, jacking it up, killing everybody, poisoning everybody, and we shouldn't even be using it. And it's driving this whole plan. What? This is why I call this planet the special ed planet. We will not learn. We are determined not to learn. And yet they look at all these pyramids that go in a belt. If you follow where they all are, they are a pattern. They are energy machines. There's a huge one in Kosovo, bigger than the pyramid in Egypt. But it's because a lot of them have got vegetation on them. They're looked on as hills, mountains, whatever.
Is that Bosnia?
Pardon?
Bosnia?
Bosnia, that's right. Huge, bigger than the one in Egypt. They haven't gotten into it yet. But if you go up, you can see the shape. And these pyramids were some kind of energy that we don't know anything about. I mean, my last class is on, Zecharia Sitchin. But all these tablets are quite right. You can go inside these pyramids, and they're huge murals and pictures. There's no candle smoke in there. They did have lights back then. They had a nuclear war back then. The proofs are all there. I have the papers. I'll be handing them out in the last class. We have made this mistake before. We can't learn. And I can tell you, and when I hand them out, all of the places on the earth where they've had everything, when atomic bomb turns it to glass. It's the only thing that does that, the only thing. And there's various parts of India, they're down in the Sinai Peninsula, they're in different areas where there have been atomic explosions, atomic. Back around maybe 4000 BC, 4020 or something BC, they had nuclear wars before. So we're the special ed group. So that's why it would be utterly stupid. And here's another little note I made here. Oh, now, if you want to know more, I will be bringing in a book list at some point. Now, Anthony Sutton has written about 10 books. Professor Anthony Sutton. 2 very important books, and he died in the middle of exposing the Fed. That was about 3 years ago. Is Wall Street and the Bolshevik Revolution by Professor Anthony Sutton. And the other one is Wall Street and the Rise of Hitler, because Wall Street backed them both. And one of these days, you're going to see a book entitled Wall Street and 9/11. Yes, you will. It's still all about money, okay? Now, as far as the soldiers, they're all dying. Nothing was done for them, like the same as the 9/11 victims. Nothing was done for their families. And as I said, the indoctrination of the lie is going to be funded from kindergarten up to grade 12 in the United States. These poor defenseless children are going to learn their version, even without Building 7, their version right through school.